Disabled Person Reviews Disabled Meter at Part 108, The Silent Hour. This movie came out a few months ago. It's an action thriller about a cop who's losing his hearing after an accident, but investigating a murder, and the primary witness is a deaf woman, so he gets pulled in as a makeshift interpreter. But then the people who did the murder try to take her out because she has the murder on video, and so the two of them have to team up in this nearly abandoned apartment building to try to get out alive. And if you're not into scary things, but want to watch it, I would categorize this movie as more stressful than scary, if that helps at all. Definitely more in the action genre than the horror-adjacent thriller genre. In regards to representation, it was fantastic. It was narratively framed to be sort of tragic at first, with the detective having a hard time coming to terms with his new disability and having that be scary and be therefore reluctant to ask for help or acknowledge it unless absolutely necessary. And the people around him also have a hard time knowing how to interact with him now that he's changed. But then once he gets to know Ava, he learns that loss is a part of life, and it's how we learn to work with it and accept that things have changed that make things better, not the brute forcing of trying to ignore things that are different. And it doesn't feel inspiration porny because it's not a disabled person teaching a non-disabled person to be grateful for what they have. It's a peer-to-peer, I see your internalized ableism and I'm going to teach you that there's a different way narrative instead, which I think is just incredibly powerful. There is this thriller or horror movie trope of a person who doesn't have one of their senses, usually a woman, being stuck in a house with an intruder that they're trying to escape, using the added danger to increase the level of suspense and stress for an audience that this film very much fulfills. But it does so authentically, and it also didn't portray them as weak and helpless. They're outsmarting the killers as much as there's accidental coincidences as to why things are working. And we got to see them actively figure out how to accommodate themselves in specific situations, which was also really cool and important. And it also included discussions of identity and disability within that, where applicable, that didn't feel forced or like they were there just for brownie points. It also handled the discussion around drug abuse and use incredibly as well. And overall, I think this is an incredible example of how you can take an old trope that was as effective as it was harmful and repackage it in a more thoughtful, modern way that really, really works.